Hey, what's going on? All right, we're live. Hey, everyone. This is Ian from Vetrepreneur and Victory Media. I'm here with Aaron Sari, the CEO of This Is Growth. He's a marketing expert, growth hacker extraordinaire. So today we're just going to be answering live questions, and then we're also going to be doing a quick Facebook ads tutorial. Aaron's going to screen share and show that. Aaron, what's going on, my man?
Hey, what's up, Ian? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I always got to check on sound, make sure that it's good to go. Yeah, doing well, man.
Okay, cool. So do you want to just get started with the Facebook ads tutorial? Basically, for those, small businesses or mid-sized businesses that have not used Facebook ads in the past, Aaron's going to give a little conversation around that, how to do it effectively and kind of show that. And then afterwards, when we post this video, you can go back and watch it. And feel free to post questions in the chat box. We should go about, 10, 15 minutes. We're going to do this every week at 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern. And yeah, just ready to get started. Aaron.
Cool. Okay, team. Going to do a screen share here. If you have questions, by the way, while we're doing this, just pop them into that chat deal, and we'll try to answer those, as quickly as we can on the spot, especially while I'm in doing this, showing you guys how Facebook ads works. So I'm going to do the screen share real quick. It's going to get crazy for a second because it's going to go and show both of us. And then I'm going to go over to the audience insights in Facebook ads. So just as some background, in my opinion, Facebook ads is the best paid advertising platform around right now for just about any business. And the reason is that you can find your customers by demographics. And so what that means is that I can choose people by age, by location. I'll show you a lot of other things that I can choose them by. Whereas with Google ads, you can only choose by search terms and a few other options, but mostly just search terms. So with Facebook ads, you can do so much more. So I'm just going to give you an example really quick here of what kind of targeting you can do in Facebook ads. So for example, one of my clients is a women's shoe company. They sell high-end women's shoes that are all handmade in Argentina. And the shoes go for about $200 a piece. So their target demographic is people that are spending $200 a month on shoes, that are buying shoes online, and generally live in the United States. So I'm going to show you really quick what I would do to target those particular people. So first, they're women's shoes. So I click on women, go under interests, and I can type in online shopping is one thing, or I can even type in shoes and see who's interested in buying shoes. But more importantly, if I go under some advanced connections here, there's all these different things. For a lot of you guys, if you're targeting veterans, by the way, one of the options down here on the right or on the left is veterans. So for example, there are 5 to 6 million active women veterans in the United States. I can go straight from this and click create ad, and immediately I'm creating ads on Facebook, targeting only people that are veterans in this case, women veterans in the US. There we go. So I'm going to go back to targeting for high-end women's shoes. So I'm going to go to behaviors. And under behaviors, I can look at purchase behavior, clothing, women's. Now under here, I could say mid-ticket apparel and accessories. So let's say I'm going for mid-ticket to high-ticket shoes. That's 2 million to 2.5 million women in the US. And it's going to show me all these other demographics too. So it's going to show me how much they spend on online purchases, their general locations. Most of them, it looks like, are in Florida, Arizona, California. It's going to show me their age range. Most of the people that are doing these mid-tier purchases are women over 45. That's what you're seeing over here. You can also see the pages that they like, the other pages that they like. So what you can do with that is you can target people based on these pages. So for example, you can share the posts from these pages, and you'll get to kind of steal some of those customers from those other pages. So you just get all this data right within Facebook here. And so let's say that, for this example, I can go so much smaller too. I can go down to, let's say I only want to do these 45 to 54-year-olds. And just click on that. Now there's 400,000 to 450,000 women who buy mid-tier apparel and accessories. I can even do online shoe purchases as an option. But this, so this gets just insanely that you can do in Facebook. I can target people that like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It's ridiculous. So from here, I've got my audience, let's say 450,000 people, women who are 45 to 54 in the United States who buy mid-tier apparel and accessories. And I can just go create an ad, use the ad creator tool. It's going to load my account here really quick. And then I can do all these different things. So let's say you want to do local business engagement. You want to promote your page, or in this case, you want to send people to your website. Just click on that. This is that shoe company south of Arden. And then it goes into their ad creation platform. Taking a little time because we're doing a lot of data pushing over here. But what you'll be able to do from within this platform, if you look at it, is actually create the ad. It'll tell you, based on your budget, how many people your ad will actually get in front of. So it's just super easy, super powerful, and incredibly targeted. It's like a lot of the clicks aren't working for the second. Okay. So that stopped working, but I'm going to come back here to the Hangouts, and that was a really quick overview of just what you can do with Facebook ads. There's a ton more that you can do in there. That's just a quick overview on the targeting side, because that's the most important, is making sure that you're actually getting your ads in front of the right audience. So back on the Hangout side, does anyone have questions on Facebook ads? Or even Ian, anything that you've seen there? I don't know if I've showed you Facebook ads before and the power of what you can do with that stuff.
Yeah, explain what boost post means. So like I see that all the time on, hey, do you want to boost this post? Like what does that actually mean?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, boosting a post is basically just, throwing some cash behind getting that post into the feeds of different demographics. So you can do a lot of different targeting there. Basically, they've made it really easy to do Facebook ads with boost post. But what most people don't realize is that it's not always the best thing to do unless you actually are targeting it at the right audience and have a purpose behind it. So for example, if you're boosting a post just to get more likes on it, does that make you more money? It probably doesn't. Things like likes and comments, those are vanity metrics. So those are things that sound cool. You can say, oh, my Facebook page has 1 million likes. But if you're not getting any sales from that, because they're not the right target customers, then it doesn't really matter. So one of the dangers of the boost post button is it's so easy to spend some money on advertising your post on Facebook that you probably haven't thought through who that should be targeted to and what the purpose of boosting that post is. Especially because, if you have a Facebook page, you'll see that pop up all the time, in your notifications that, hey, this post is doing better than some other posts, you should boost it. It may or may not be true. It depends on if you have a purpose for the post that's actually going to feed into your sales funnel, which what I've seen is most people don't, because they don't have a really well-developed sales funnel at all.
So yeah, another question on reach people nearby for $30. Talk about like geo targeting versus not geo targeting. Should you be focusing on the customers like right around you, or I mean, obviously it depends on the business, but you see that all the time on Facebook with boost posts, reach people nearby for $30 or whatever.
Yeah, that's a great question too. So it depends on what kind of business you have. So for example, if you're a hotel, right? You know, one of my clients is a hotel, and you know that helps out all the time for them to, you know, boost their post or to do geo, you know, target people that are near their hotel. But that doesn't make any sense. You know, people that are staying at a hotel aren't usually the people that are near the hotel. So it doesn't make sense for them to do something local. On the other hand, you know, the shoe company that I was talking about earlier, all of their shoes are Cisco. Therefore, their targeting by geolocation is very smart because it cuts down on their shipping costs. And people in San Francisco know that they can get their shoes within, you know, 24 to 48 hours if they, you know, order through them. You know, so it really depends on the type of business that you have. If you're doing all online sales, then it's probably not in your best interest to be doing any geo-targeted posts that are near your business, because you're like, the people that are near your business might not be your best customers. You know, the only places that works really well is you know, for things like restaurants, you know, physical retail shops. But even then, you don't want to just target people that are near your business. You want to target people near your business that like the food that you're selling, or that like the product that you're selling. You know, so just targeting near you is also kind of a waste of money because you're not targeting well enough. And then you won't get the right click-throughs. And then, you know, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, Facebook ads doesn't work for me. It's like, no, you're just using the tool wrong. You know, it's like, you know, if you you know, try to use a hammer as a saw, it's not the hammer's fault that it can't saw through wood. It's your fault for not knowing how to use the hammer correctly.
So another question on, for the users that you do have on Facebook, so if you don't want to pay anything, what's the best way to kind of position yourself, and kind of like, what's the like 80-20 rule on amount of engagement versus amount of like product push?
Yeah, I mean, so places like Facebook and Instagram and even Twitter, it's all about building trust. You know, so people, if you push product all the time, you know, no one's gonna trust you. They just think that you're just trying to be a salesman. But the way that you build trust is the same way that you build trust in any other endeavor in life. You provide value without asking for anything else in return, and that will inevitably lead to sales if you're providing good value that's aligned with, you know, your product. You know, so the majority of your content on, you know, a channel like Facebook should be something that's nearly aligned to the product that you're trying to sell, but doesn't have to be at all. A great example is there's a customer service software company called Groove, and they sell, you know, a really easy customer service platform to make it, you know, basically get yourself out of your inbox so that, you know, you're able to service all of your customers as well as possible. They have an amazing blog where they talk about how they are growing their business, and they provide just very deep insights into like the things that have worked well for them, the things that have worked poorly for them. Blog, they are not selling their customer service software. They're just providing value to the world, and that's what you'll also see, you know, on their social media channels. And because of that blog, they actually have a blog post about this. They've gotten, you know, thousands and thousands of new customers and made, you know, tons of money from those customers because they first provided value and trust. And then after those customers were in that sales funnel and realized, hey, these people are good people that are good at what they're doing and are providing value, now I'm going to try their product. You know, so there's not a good, you know, 80-20 rule per se, but you should be pushing, you know, 80% of your content, definitely of that, you know, 80-20 rule, let's say, it should be providing value to your customers so that they're always wanting to come back to your page and read what's on your page, you know, because that's what'll make it so that your posts show up more often in their newsfeed, so that when you do push that product that one time, you know, out of, or the, you know, the 20 times out of 100, it's actually showing up in their feed because they've been clicking on all the rest of your content. You know, for example, Fast Company and Inc. Magazine are all over my Facebook feed. Every time they post something, it's always in my feed because I always read their stuff, you know. And at the same time, whenever they post a product, or service that they're trying to sell, that also shows up in my feed because I'm always clicking on their stuff. So the first step, if you're a product business, is provide value to your customers so that they're engaging with your business, and then softly push your product into that channel, and you'll see a lot more sales that way. But that's hard, obviously, because that's an art.
Yeah, question on how to get the fastest like to the top of people's feeds. I know that Facebook just rolled out Facebook Live, and we've been playing with it on Buy Veteran and Novoba, but it goes directly to the top of folks' feeds. So I think that is that a way to differentiate yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, live video is one of the big next things. And the reason is because everything else is kind of static and rehearsed. Like we're live right now. So, anything that happens here in the background, I'm sitting in tech shop right now in San Francisco, it can be suddenly loud, and that's more interesting than a, perfectly well-rehearsed, do 100 takes kind of production, because we see that all the time, so we want to see people being people.
Yeah.
And that's why live video is so valuable.
And we want, we want user interaction, right? It's like, doing polls, doing things to be able to get your feedback to allow you to ask questions. And that's super important to us at Novoba and Buy Veteran, to be able to help, our folks improve their businesses, get more customers and all that. So, hey, if there's any other questions, we're like right up on time here. If there's any other questions, feel free to shoot me a note at ian.faison@victorymedia.com. You can find Aaron at thisisgrowth.com, and definitely hit him up on LinkedIn if you have any other questions or if you want some help with marketing stuff. Check out buyveteran.com and novoba.com for things that are coming up. We're going to do this every single week at 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern, for Vetrepreneur, Novoba, and Buy Veteran, to try to give a bunch of relevant feedback and things that can help your businesses. So Aaron, anything else?
No, that's it for today. Yeah, push some questions around, and go check out the Facebook ads manager and just see the targeting that you can do for your business. It's stupid easy, and if you're doing paid advertising, that's definitely one of the channels that you should be doing paid advertising. Absolutely. Yep. For every business.
Absolutely, man. Thanks, Aaron. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. And everybody else, send in questions and everything. And we'll look at the poll results to see what we're going to talk about next week. Thanks so much.
Thanks, team.
Take care.
See you next week.